I get these complaints. I listen to every single one of them. People are complaining. Trust me, I hear what you're saying.
Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to MotorCity Boat Werks. Let's get to work. All right, you want to do this here? Let's go through this here. So this week, I don't have a video about a project I'm doing on the boat or anything cool that I'm going to see for boat motivation. This week, I want to talk about the YouTube channel and my experiences so far getting complaints on the channel, and specifically about my number one video, the one video that everyone watches, more than 750,000 views on YouTube. This video has gotten the most complaints. And today, we heard from YouTube that there's been a privacy complaint, and it's possible they could take the video down. So I'm gonna get into this, we're gonna go through it real quick, and I'd be curious to hear what your opinions are. It's something I've been dealing with as a content creator, and now, it's gone to the next level because someone's trying to take down this video. So if you're not familiar with the channel, I do how-to videos about my boat behind me, some of the smaller sailboats that I'm rebuilding. I'm retired, it's not a real boat shop. I only work on my boats, and I only do this kind of as a hobby. These projects are so long, they take so much effort that I frequently go away from the boat shop and I go film what I call stories of boat motivation. And one of those type of stories is when I go and find an unusual boat and I kind of do a tour of it and I show you all the things inside and what makes it special. These boats are boats that I always wanted to own, or I always wanted to mess around with. It's like a collector car guy going to find a collector car. And my best video is one about this Legacy Mark III trawler, this black trawler. It's very salty looking. I did this video almost as a lark because I thought it was such an unusual boat. That video has gotten more than 750,000 views on YouTube. It's probably gonna go to 1 million. There's not much to that episode. I just kind of walk through the boat and show you what it's about. But this video has gotten a ridiculous amount of complaints from viewers. What are they complaining about? The first complaint is that some people seem to think that I'm some sort of a used car salesman, that the reason I go look at these boats is because I'm talking them up and somehow getting a commission or remuneration from the sellers and trying to kind of pawn these boats off on people. Of course, I say every episode that I get no compensation. MotorCity Boat Werks has no sponsors. The only money this channel makes is from passive YouTube ad revenue and the patrons who support the channel. I say that all the time, but some people don't seem to get that. I put little pop-ups to show you and tell you that every episode that I'm talking about a boat. Some people complain that I'm not detailed enough, that this is some type of a survey and I'm not really showing you anything worthwhile. And I think they misunderstand that the purpose of these videos is not to do a survey. I say that in every episode, but nevertheless, they think I'm supposed to point out every sort of thing that's wrong with the boat when I'm doing this on my Sunday afternoon for laughs. It's good shape, needs a bottom job, paint job. New bottom paint, pressure wash. Rudder's good. Play there. These videos are designed to be motivational. That's why I call them boat motivation. They're designed to be aspirational. They're designed to give you an idea of some of the unusual boats that are out there. Boats that people don't normally talk about because they're so rare. They're so hard to find. You really gotta know something to track these things down and get access to them. It's no different than getting access to a rare piece of real estate or a rare airplane, car, or classic motorcycle. These boats are not for everyone. They're for collectors. They're for people who are real aficionados and they're interested in this type of boat. Then there are the personal attacks and the complaints about me personally. People complaining that I'm too fat, that my skin is bad, that I talk too loud, I talk too soft. I'm breathing too heavy. I'm sweating too much inside a boat that's 90 degrees with 90% humidity. These attacks happen all the time. They're nonstop. They happen across the channel. And virtually every piece of content that I make, they're relentless, they're never ending. Sometimes they're disguised as a compliment with a backhanded comment about how big or fat I am. I make these videos, I made this channel to give something back so people can get something that they didn't have before. I basically do it for free. I know you love me, I love you, but it's inappropriate for people to comment on me physically or to try and offer helpful advice about my health or this or that. The latest complaint is the one that tops all others. Someone has complained that there's a privacy violation in this particular video and they want it taken offline. There's only one person in this video, me. And there's only one thing I'm showing, which is the boat. And there's no personal information anywhere about the boat other than its name and the fact that it's probably only one or two boats of its kind in the world. So what is going on? Well, let me tell you. A little over a week ago, I was contacted by someone on Facebook. This young lady contacted me and told me that she was the girlfriend to the guy who owned this boat. They're now the owners. And they've been trying to sell this boat for $78,000, but they're having a problem because people keep seeing this video where I talk about it was once for sale for $45,000. And it's kind of ruining their mojo. They can't sell the boat. And she basically asked me to take the video down. She asked me if I would at least remove the parts where I talk about the price that it sold for, back when I made the video. I told her that I was not gonna take this video down and I was not gonna chop it up to try and hide the sales price. I've talked about it before on my channel. Some sellers do all kinds of shady stuff. I did an episode about a boat that was being sold with a ground off hull number on the side of it. You gotta check that out. I did some research. I'm not gonna talk about who she is or who her boyfriend is. Any real estate person knows that just because a house sold for one price on one date doesn't have anything to do with what it might sell for later at a later date. It's up to you to explain why the house is worth more money. The seller's agent said I could go inside, so we're gonna check this thing out. Let's see if it's unlocked. It is. Look at this. Whoa. I like it. The video that I made about the Legacy Mark III trawler was actually filmed in September 2005. I had the permission of the sellers at the time to get on the boat, to film it, and put the episode together. I gave them a copy of the episode and got their approval. Your price is your price. It's not my place to weigh in on what a boat's worth or not worth or whatever. I'd like to know what you think. Is it just me, or is this crazy? Someone complaining about the old price of a boat because they can't get their asking number. You can bet that when I sell this boat, it's not gonna be for the price I paid 14 years ago. Now, it's not my place to talk about whether this boat is worth $78,000 now versus $45,000 almost a year ago. That's not what I'm here to talk about. There's lots of reasons that a boat's value might increase depending on things that are done to it, maintenance that's performed, or repairs that are made. Whatever the price is, that's up to somebody else. But I don't think it should have anything to do with me taking a snapshot of this boat at a particular time when it was on the market at a particular price. Now, I have no idea if the current sellers of the boat are the ones who filed the complaint against me with YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't really matter who did it. It's just kind of It's one of those things that you have to put up with as a YouTube content creator. No one is saying that this boat is a hole in the water. I have no idea what's actually going on with this boat. I always tell people that if you're gonna buy a boat and it's a big ticket item, you need to make sure that you have a survey done. Certain types of boat, maybe that's not the smart thing to do. But for a boat that costs $50,000, $60,000 or more, you're gonna want a survey and you need to get into the details. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. What is the number one rule of boat restoration. The first rule of boat restoration is choose wisely. I hope this boat sells and goes to a good home where it gets a lot of use and it's out there doing its thing. There's nothing worse than a boat sitting in a boatyard having no love and having no fun. But this seems like a way to go about making that happen. Well, that's all I've got. I just wanted to bring you up to date about this unusual boat and kind of lay everything out there so everybody understands what's what. I have no interest in this boat. I want no interest in this boat. And I'm not taking down my video to cover up what it once sold for. If you watch my channel, you know that I'm one guy doing his thing. I am beholden to no man or woman. Join me Fridays, 5 p.m. for episodes from the Boat Werks.